Listen, now the dates you bought are not pitted. So,
I know.
you know,
I know, I couldn't find any pitted.
that means each individual date has to be opened up and the pits removed.
I know.
Okay, because that adds a lot of time to the production. You know, to the prep.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, they don't include these little things in the recipes. They don't say, actually, did the recipe say pitted dates, or did they just say dates?
Just say date, but I looked for pitted, but I couldn't find.
Exactly. So you see, this is something that has to be told to the people. It's these little things that come up that no one thinks about, except right when you're ready to rush and try to get something put together based on the time frames they tell you it's going to take. And now there's no pitted dates anywhere, and you have to go through each and every date and take the hits out.
Yeah, we tell them that.
Yeah.
We let them know.
Someone needs it. Someone has to do this. It might as well be me. You see, it's always something. A pit. Who's going to take them out?
Hello and welcome back to Making It with Moraes. Previously, we made the salsa salad, a rack of lamb, bacon and bean soup, and what else did you make? Oh, mulled wine, yes. Today, we are going to prepare some very special recipes that my very special guest, Dr. Berry, come over here. Dr. Berry picked the recipes that we are going to be
I did.
yes.
I picked them out of the Game of Thrones companion book. I picked some lovely recipes
I know.
for the day.
So why don't you go ahead and read what we are going to be preparing today?
I don't remember what I picked. Here, give it to me. Crusty white bread.
No.
Is that kind of like old men?
Sounds
Crusty white men.
doesn't sound good, does it?
No, it doesn't. Crusty.
That's for an emergency.
That's what happens when men get old. They get crusty.
Half a cup of thick cut bacon, diced or cut small. 1.5 pounds of stew beef, cut into small pieces. Red wine vinegar.
Dude, we don't have red wine.
Yeah, we do. Vinegar.
Oh. Well, I'm going to get some red wine anyway.
1/3 of a cup of prunes, sliced.
Ooh.
1/3 of a cup of raisins.
That'll help make you regular.
1/3 of a cup of dates, chopped. 1 cup of beef broth. 2 to 3 tablespoons.
Beef what?
Beef broth. 2 to 3 tablespoons of flour.
Just roll it in flour.
1 batch of medieval pastry dough.
Did everybody see what happened to that medieval pastry dough?
You got a little.
Like when the next day you could actually you could almost break this granite counter with it. My God, you can't even get it. Jeez. I'm not saying it was hard, but are you hearing this? That's a little hard.
Oh, it's medieval. They use it for war too.
They did. You could fight with it.
So since we did the medieval pastry dough before, and it was a little hard after one day.
Just a little.
Yeah.
How hard was it?
It was very hard.
How hard was it?
I decided to just go to the supermarket and buy a 9-inch crust.
But not just any 9-inch crust.
Buy.
But we'll talk about that in a minute when you pull it out. From the freezer, I mean.
And they didn't have unrolled And you have to keep in mind that, you know, it's medieval recipe.
You
Those
keep
are
throwing that
medieval.
excuse
Exactly.
out. Medieval isn't an excuse for bad food.
We are supposed to have one of
It's
the
supposed to be rolled and thawed,
the pies at least.
all ready to go. And here we are just now, and it's frozen. Because he won't really flip out on camera, but he has.
So, but
I don't know what we're gonna do now. We only had hours to prepare. Yeah, see how he laughs right now? Yeah, because he knows it's true. Well, I was making these beautiful flower arrangements. We could have been doing this. Instead, you were out there trying to butt in on my flower arranging. And actually, if you look to behind us, these are right from our garden. Just take it out.
No, not this one.
Why not this one?
Because this one, let's do this one because this one is broken.
That was like, you know, step on a crack, break your mother's back. Didn't we talk about that once?
I did.
Because I used to step on all the cracks and then go home and sin. It's like, she's fine.
So, okay.
I did. I stepped on every one of them on the way home.
What are you talking about?
Poor thing, God rest her. I'm waiting.
Beef
What?
and bacon pie. Part of him wanted nothing so much as to hear Bran laugh again. To soup one of Gage's beef and bacon pies.
What?
It's just a little
The hell was that?
note from the.
Well, maybe you should have prepped it by saying, let's read a little passage from the book so people at least, you went off to some, like you're crazy.
I thought the tone of my voice would inform people that we were doing.
You know, so you thought the inflection was, okay, where's my glasses? I can't do anything anymore without being able to see properly.
No, we are not
paid
doing-
$5,000 for a pair of, Prada non-glare glasses,
They're
and
not
now they're
Prada.
just sitting there in the case.
They're not Prada.
I've
and
never
they're-
seen anyone like you.
So preheat oven to 375.
Oh, I'll get it. Don't worry. I've got it. Oh, there, you see?
Non-glare.
Although I still see some glare in them.
The recipe asks for 1.5 pounds of stewed beef cut into small pieces, but we couldn't find, the supermarket didn't have any stewed beef. So we got some filet mignon instead. And we have to cut it into pieces.
We couldn't find stew beef, which only costs $1 a pound. See, we got what?
Filet mignon. So we are going to use,
It's the next best thing.
use filet mignon instead.
No, seriously, he's like, okay.
What's so funny?
Then you won't be able to be as condescending looking over the top of them at me now. Can you see better?
Yes. I cut
And
it
you're
better.
using filet mignon, and you want frozen bacon.
So we need half a cup. Thick cut bacon, please.
Okay, half a cup cooked or half a cup raw?
Diced
A half a cup cooked or half a cup raw?
or cut small. That comes next. Raw, I'm assuming.
Well, I have to get my medieval anti-cut glove. It actually goes with the outfit fairly well too. All we need is a French. Okay, sometimes the French knife is in this compartment, but not today.
Look what I bought.
I know. Look how excited he is. Look at that face. He's just so excited about this little ceramic egg holder.
Uh-huh.
Look.
See if you, instead of those cartoons thing, little ceramic to hold your eggs. Isn't that
The
cute?
cartoon things. Yeah, it's lovely.
Isn't it
With
cute?
a little ceramic egg holder. Porcelain.
Yes. I will leave it here.
Yeah, leave it there.
Because we need one beaten egg.
Yeah, beat the out of it.
Language.
Language.
So half a teaspoon of salt here. Half a cup of red wine vinegar.
That reminds me, I didn't open any red wine yet.
We are not going to use wine.
Excuse me.
We are not going to use wine for this recipe.
It doesn't matter if we use it or not.
Half a cup of thick cut bacon.
Okay, I'll get the bacon, hang on. I'm sorry, am I in the way? I'm looking, Look at these. Did we talk about the rabbit wine pourer with stopper? This is the only wine pourer that doesn't, and we have extras. Look, we've got, you don't think we like these? Look, we've got 3 of them. You know, you're like one of those parents that just completely ignores their children, and the children do all kinds of stuff to get attention, and then the children become very dysfunctional later on, and they start doing drugs just to get their parents' attention. What is this?
Thermometer.
My
Well, can you
God.
get me my
Just like,
thermometer?
you know, if we come at somebody like this in the hospital for a thermometer, they're going to scream. See, as the helper, you have to be able to. Some little thing gets out of place, and he's like, "Oh."
But I think we need the bacon.
Well, you just worry about your prunes there. God forbid, it won't hurt you.
Those prunes are so moist.
Oh, the oven's ready. A turn of the century wine.
I just had prunes, so
Well, I would think the wine would go very good with the prunes.
we didn't.
It didn't?
1/3 of a cup of raisins. I will go get the raisins because
Yeah, go get the raisins.
that bacon is not coming along very quickly, is
Well,
it?
you know, it takes a while. I don't know what he went on about, because if you have a really good knife, look
No,
at
it
that.
didn't say lean.
Look, it goes right through it. Look,
It
it's like
didn't-
butter.
It didn't say lean.
It cuts. Who am I talking to? Am I talking here? Oh, it cuts like. What's it cut like?
Like butter.
How much bacon?
1/2 cup of thick cut bacon, diced or cut small.
That's better. So we can just dice it here. Look at this. I'm going to cut it as small. Look at this. Dice and cut as small.
1/3 of a cup of raisins. I have it.
How many times do you have to? We know. Did you?
I'm telling myself.
Oh, okay. All right. God.
1/3 of a cup of dates. I will go get it.
Yeah, go get some dates. God. He gets in the kitchen and he's had a rough morning already.
I didn't have a rough money. It's that it's taking so long. Everything. You decide to open wine instead of do the bacon.
Well, why don't you have some of the wine? It'll calm you down.
I am calm. Don't worry. My intention was to get into the kitchen and start cooking from a recipe.
Blah, 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 blah. How many, 1/2 cup of bacon?
Thick cut bacon, diced or cut small.
It was small.
I will do the dates myself.
Do the dates. I cut that perfectly. Look at that. Why would you use that kind of a knife?
Because I have to cut. This is a knife cut.
1.5 pounds stew beef cut into small pieces. We're of course going to use the filet mignon.
A bit more than 1/3 of a cup, but that's okay.
Yeah, you went crazy. I don't know why.
1/2 cup of beef broth. I have it, don't worry. I'll get it myself.
What you should have for your beef broth is you make it from scratch. You should
So
make the
I
beef
made it
broth.
one time, but takes like 3 days.
I know. Well, it's not like you didn't have plenty of time to make this in advance. Hello?
I'm listening.
You buy the bones. You buy the bones at the store, and it takes all day to cook it down.
Yeah,
You
that's
put a
why
bunch of bones and spices and seasonings, and you cook it down and cook it down and cook it down and make a beautiful beef broth. Because your soup and your stuff's
God,
only going to be as good.
He's going
because
on and on and on. Blah, 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 blah.
it's only going to be as good as the ingredients you use.
2 to 3 tablespoons of flour.
See, this is what we do in gross anatomy class.
1 egg beaten.
You have to name the insertions and origins of the muscle groups. We haven't wasted any of the beef.
No, you're just wasting time.
How big do you want your beef?
It's small.
It's small, really?
I think this is a good size for the
For the pie?
pie. You don't need to be too
Just
big.
enough so that if you aspirate, it'll go right into your windpipe and... right?
You are supposed to chew.
Oh, look,
chew.
there's a piece of
Okay, 1 egg beaten, I guess.
beaten. We're going to have to call chicken protective services on it.
Cook the diced bacon in a saucepan over medium heat until the fat runs from it. Then drain off the fat. I guess I will do it. You usually are the one who does this work, but seems like you've been busy today.
Should we leave some of the marbling? It said you're going to cut the fat from it, but I'm cutting the fat from it. There's no fat.
Who said to cut the fat?
You said you're going to cook it until the fat runs off.
The bacon.
Think you could put me in there too?
The bacon.
Then
I'm
I wouldn't
talking
have to
about
go
the
on that
bacon.
Weight Watchers diet. Just cook the fat away.
Cook the diced bacon in a saucepan. I'm not going to use a saucepan. I'm going to use my frying pan because
Why?
that's what I
Tell the
want.
people why. Why would you use your frying pan instead of saucepan? Doesn't the recipe say that to use a saucepan? Does the recipe say to use a saucepan?
Okay, I'm going to use the saucepan there.
I would get out that Le Creuset saucepan that you have
Really?
because it has a nice thick bottom. And these bottles, how come these bottles are there? Get those bottles out.
Blah, 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 blah. You can see.
No, he's got the poor cameraman trying
We
to
have a
shoot
camera right here.
around. Yeah, I know, but the cameraman, the good cameraman's over there, trying to shoot around these bottles.
Oh, there's a bad cameraman?
Well, that other one just sitting there suspended, doing nothing. I never order anything with crab that doesn't have crab shell in it, and it's disgusting. So
We're supposed to
it's the
talk to
same-
that camera.
No, I'm talking to this one at the moment because that one's for you. Because and the same thing with meat. And people, they're going to eat this, and at some point, one little tiny bit of gristle is going to get in their mouth, and they'll be there, and they're going to have to take their napkin and pull it out and stick it in their napkin because they don't want to chew it. So
Or they can
take
just
a little-
swallow it.
Oh, you swallow it. You need to be diligent about certain things, and that's one of them. You don't want to be serving that to people. It's like getting a little piece of eggshell in your eggs. It's just disgusting. Take a little time. If you pay attention to the details, no one will notice. But if you don't pay attention to the details, everyone's going to notice. What are you doing over there? You're too quiet.
I'm cooking the diced bacon in a saucepan over medium heat until the fat runs from
Over
it.
medium heat. Until the fat runs from it. And heat, God.
Bacon always smells just so
Everything's better with bacon, isn't
I
it?
know.
Like at least started salting it so it makes the flavor jump out of it.
good. Well, we are going to do that later. Oh, you forgot the beans on the bacon, bacon soup. last
I
time.
forgot the beans. You're the chef. I just do what I'm told.
Well, really? Since when? It's okay. I don't mind.
I like my bacon limp.
I like my bacon crispy.
I like it limp.
Drain the fat,
In the sink?
or people.
Well, at least get some hot water going and put some soap in there to emulsify.
Don't worry, I'm going
So you
to
can
do it.
emulsify the fat so you don't clog up your garbage disposal. Now notice on here I'm cutting the gristle out, but I'm leaving a little bit of the marbling. And marbling is a fancy word for fat. It's fat, that's what it is.
So I actually am going to use the little
What is that, a strainer?
strainer, yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for, to help interpret.
I just forgot one word. Not the end of the world. Okay, drain the fat is drained. To the bacon pan, add the beef, spices, vinegar, and fruits. Well, I think that pan is too small.
Well, then use something else.
Well, I'm going to go back to my previous pan because it's bigger.
And what is he doing now? And Dolly Parton, I saw a documentary with her, and she says she can go from getting out of bed to being Dolly in 30 minutes. Well, he might try to take some lessons from her. Hello? What are you doing in here?
I'm trying to have my nose. But I'm done now.
There
To the
it is.
bacon pan, add the beef, spices, vinegar, and fruits. So he's adding the meat,
Add the meat.
prunes, the pepper. Add enough broth to thoroughly wet the mixture. The final consistency should be runny.
Runny. Well, it's runny. Why do you use that little tiny flame for this big pan? You should have the big flame. Here, you have your book on the stove. No, none of this is working for me. You need the big flame. You need see, look how much better that cooks that. That little tiny burner is for a little tiny pan.
Blah, 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 blah. Mix in the flour and cook on low heat until the juices form a gravy.
How much of the broth are you supposed to put in?
Well, the recipe asks for half a cup. No, or 1 cup, don't put it yet. But then it says, add enough broth to thoroughly wet the mixture.
Well, it's not runny. It's moist.
Do you think it needs more then? Because remember, it goes to a pie.
I know.
Don't drip all over the oven, the stove.
God.
So when do we put the vinegar? Oh,
Did it say to add the vinegar?
yeah, in the beginning.
Oh.
See, but you asked for that break and I got all confused. It threw me off. I think it's good to put the flour now.
Well, but you want to sprinkle the flour, otherwise it's just going to be a lump.
Mixing the flour and cook on low
you
heat.
have a whisk. Here, stir. No, wait, a stir, a stir, a
Do you want
stir.
a whisk?
Well, no, something just to make sure the flour gets mixed. I hate these spoons.
Do you want a whiskey?
No, I don't want whiskey. I want a whisk. I don't want whiskey. I want a whisk. I want a whisk.
Pick one.
That's too small. Bigger, thank you.
Mixing the flour and cook on low heat until the juices form a gravy.
Yep, there's a gravy, all right.
Do you need more flour?
Well,
We have more flour. Let's put more flour.
no, I think it's too much. It's going to be too thick. I can imagine that.
Keep mixing
I am.
until it forms a gravy. Did it form a gravy?
Does it look like a gravy to you?
Should we put more? More gravy? No.
More broth?
I think it's good enough because... Okay, let the mixture cool. Then line a 9-inch pie with a round of pastry dough and fill with the meat mixture.
Weren't you supposed to put the dates in?
Those are extra dates, I think. Yeah.
Are you sure there's dates in there?
I think this is just leftover dates, but why not use the leftover? I like dates anyway, so
Yeah.
let it cool. Do you think it's going to work?
Well, you pull it out and see.
So I'm going to do something new today that I've never done before.
Oh, please.
So we are going to put the mixture here inside of this one, and then you need to make a little cover. Bake until the filling is bubbling and the pastry is cooked about 40 minutes. How are you going to know that the filling is bubbling if it's covered? Hello?
Ich weiß nicht.
So I'm going to try to open this other pie
Here, this is going to be a challenge.
and use that to make the lid. I don't know if it's going to work or not.
This is embarrassing, actually. And he has a tendency to want to Pollyanna everything. Pollyanna this, Pollyanna that. And then when the camera is picking up that it ain't working, it's like the end of the world. And don't look at that camera. It's not going to help you.
So, as I said before, you know, the recipes you have to
Improvise.
not improvise, but
Oh.
use good sense,
Oh, as opposed to good ingredients, because these are store-bought.
whatever.
He sometimes gets himself worked up. Here, use some flour.
Just a little bit.
And
give
then
it
find
a-
the wet spot. He kind of gets himself in a lather. Watch it now, watch it. Yeah, put it where the people can see. Yeah, take it to a camera. Over such little things. Oh, don't put it on that filthy, filthy thing. Here, get that out of there. There we go. There we go. Christ, you know. Ah!
Ooh, the telephone
Now the
is
phone's
ringing.
ringing. You know, it's either the doorbell, the phone. Nobody bothered unplugging the phone, did they?
Let it ring.
Let it ring, let it ring, let it ring, let it ring. We don't give a shit who's calling.
Let it
ring.
This pie is going to be better than the other one we made.
Well, yeah, it's got bacon in it. Everything's better with bacon. I don't know, why would you not have the pie over here?
because I want to
Because
have
you
it
want to just
closer.
carry it all the way over there, don't you?
As it was suggested by my helper.
Yeah, and if you use the underside of this that way, just turn it.
Oh, it doesn't make a difference.
Look,
The same. This
No,
and
no,
this.
it's not the same. The laws of physics. Here, let me help. See, that's what I'm here
Breaking
for.
apart.
No, come on, cover it up, cover it up, cover it up. Look at that, look. Now, you see the difference? Let us see the difference between the machine-made, store-bought versus the handmade. It's just slightly different, is it not? Hello?
So add a pastry lid, turn the edges under.
That doesn't look like anything my mama used to make. God rest her. You know what I would do? Does it tell you to put it on on a cookie sheet?
I'm not there yet.
Where are you?
I'm here in the kitchen. Pinch, then close. Pinch. Pinch, then
Pinch.
close. Pinch.
Pinch.
Did it usually for the helper to do, but the helper is busy cooking bacon that you don't need for the recipe. So I will do it myself.
But smell that. Did you say I was cooking it for the help? Is that what you said? You did, didn't you?
Did I say
you said
the
I was
help?
cooking it for the help, as if they were lesser, like they were second-class citizens.
Oh, I didn't
See
mean
how
that.
you foreigners are all alike.
No, that's
You
not
see?
what I meant.
Give you a little freedom, and that's what happens.
It's a language, but different. You know,
It was a Freudian slip, is what it
It
was.
was a language thing.
Now you know why he took over everything. And I don't know what I'm supposed to be saying about the two cameramen. I had a cameraman once that comes up to me. Oh, he hit right in the balls. He hit himself right in the nuts with that little handle. How'd that work for you, okay? Brush the egg mixture, yeah, over. You want to tell the people why you're doing that? You don't care.
Because the recipe tells you to do it.
Well, the recipe tells you to do it because it'll give it a nice glaze.
It's going to give you a nice color. I always think it's a waste of egg just to break one whole egg to do this, but you just do what the recipe tells you to. Make my bacon crispy, please.
How many minutes?
40 minutes, the timer, please.
At 375.
Yes. Now we can take a break, a formal break, and we'll come back with a new recipe.
Thank you. And you've been making it with Moraes! Please! Please say that! God, why do we have to beg to get that out of you?
Oh, everybody knows that you've been making it with Moraes, and
Oh,
why would
okay.
you make it without me anyways? I don't know.
Exactly.
But
I don't know how either.
yes. So we'll come back. Thank you for
You've already started on the bacon.
making it. Thank you for making it
I mean,
with
how can
Moraes.
you not?
What?
What?
Come back for more.
I don't remember nothing about no pork pie.